Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a brand new deck tech video. Today I'm gonna talk about Handlock. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here's my current deck list. There's so many different versions of Handlock out there and I'm going to experimentate with it a lot more tomorrow on my stream. But this is what I have for now. I want to talk a bit about certain cards from my previous playtesting which felt really powerful, and about some tech decisions and what I have changed to my previous list. So the number one thing I want to mention is I removed Skulking Geist from my Handlock version, and the main reason for that is very simple. There's very few Jade Druids remaining on the ladder, and I feel very confident that when you're facing a current Jade Druid now, that you can pressure them enough in the early / mid game that it doesn't come down to the super fatigue Jade idle cycle. Druid is really lacking a heart removal for the giants and the drakes if you're not running the naturalize, and most people don't on ladder especially. Yes, they have one spellbreaker, but you know you have multiple threats and you're basically trying to build a very powerful board early and then go for the Gul'dan and just close out the game ASAP. Another interesting thing is I'm very debating if I should run any mortal coils at all. I'm running one mortal coil for now because sometimes it's very nice to have when you're playing Rhinolock, you know, you really like the one mortal coil, but having two of them just feels a little bit too much, because when I looked at all the other people's Handlock lists, people usually decide between either running Mistress of Mixtures or the mortal coil or the Void Walker, you know, and they're like deciding between 4 out of the 6 usually. I really like the Mistress of Mixtures. I think it really complements the Warlock hero power, especially in the early game, so you can tap, and Warlock has like close to no life gain, and so I really like the Mistress of Mixtures. I also like the Void Walkers because of the Blood River Gul'dan, so you have like a defensive board, or somewhat defensive board if you play him, because most of the demons are usually very offensive and it should be hard to get him out, and the Void Walkers really help you to get the Gul'dan out, so I really like them. And because of the Void Walker and the Mistress of Mixtures, you sometimes damage minions, so you can utilize a mortal coil on them or together with the file, so it definitely has uses. So but I decided to cut one coil and one Tainted Zetalot. I see this also for a lot of other people. Some people run 2, some people run 1, and I felt 2 is a little bit too much. If you run too many of these super early game cards, it just feels too much. It's like it's not necessary. The same goes for Hellfire. Having like 2 Hellfires on top of the Abyssal Enforcers with all the early game removal, it just feels a little bit too much. So you can playtest yourself and figure out like what you prefer the most. I prefer the Twisting Nether. Very few people run that in Handlocks. If people are running the Twisting Nether, they are usually playing this in a Mill Warlock version, and I just really like it. If you run only Hellfires and Abyssals, you can only clear boards up to 3 health. If you're behind, and you can easily be behind if you play Handlock, because you usually prefer life tapping and play a minion, and that you need at some point a big board clear, and really like to have a big board clear, and the Twisting Nether pretty much does that because we don't have a Kazaku's potion. And yep, you just kill everything, and it's really nice. For example, Doppelgangster Evolve, you don't want to auto-lose to those kind of things, so I really like having one Twisting Nether. Yes, it can be sometimes a bit slow, but I really like that. The same goes for the Lich King, just to have like additional steam in some matchups, like the Priest, for example. The Lich King high roll can just give you like a Death Knight card you need for the specific matchup, just win you the game on its own. It's just very stupid. And yeah, it's just a very powerful card. So this is my list. I'm also gonna show you some gameplay now, and I'll be back right after. Alright, I'm facing a rogue here, going first with Handlock. We like tap Drake and potentially get something that kills his Swashbuckler for his early game, like a Doomsayer. Void Walker is fine too, just to contest this early game so we don't take too much damage. He is on the coin, so Big One Cleave is also a potential play from him. I like tapping for sure. Trade is a possibility to play around backstep. Maybe I should have done that. SI.
This guy's toast.
So this way I kinda save 1 life. So here I could go defile into Mortal Coil. For 6 Drake next turn.
So many.
Yeah, because if I don't, then my Drake is fighting against 2 minions on the board. I don't have to play the Drake next turn. Okay, this is extremely powerful. And this comes down. The deck is like 20 times weaker if he doesn't have it. Unfortunately, he does have it. Orc is very popular on the ladder right now. And he absolutely doesn't care about my board. And he's not even trading a 6-2 into a 4-6. That is very unfortunate that I can't punish this. It's very unfortunate. That is sad that I have to do this. Like, it's a very good trade for him and he doesn't do it and doesn't get punished. That's like... Gotta play some stuff here. This guy heals me. The giant is kinda like a little bit too slow. Probably not playable this game. Hope we play something that dies to the Abyssal. That's pretty nice. He probably has Bone Mare. That's like my read right now. If he had any smaller minions, he would have played it. There should not be Leroy in the deck. I mean, even though he has Cobloods, so maybe there's Leroy. I mean, a lot of people are playing Leroy in all sorts of these versions. I always have to play the board. I definitely expect a Bone Mare in his hand. Like, his turns are extremely weak. So if I go face the Shambler trade, I don't like that, I think, because of Bone Mare. I would give him the free minion. He trades. I mean, he doesn't clear. can buff
So
it.
many possibilities.
Hmm.
Almost out of time.
I think this is a little bit safer. Makes my faceless shambler a bit weaker.
So many wonderful poisons.
It's definitely super scary. If you face things this, that's definitely good for me. I'm just too worried about my life total here. If I heal him, yes, my bot survives, but honestly, okay, that's very powerful. Ah, that's very powerful. But he took the face damage. Okay. I'm thinking about just going Gul'dan here. Heals me for a bit, gives me good hero power. Yes, I'm losing the life tap, which is not so good. But look at that, man. Beautiful. Not being able to tap for the rest of the game is definitely scary. But this is like a very aggressive line, kinda all in-ish. Gives me an aggressive hero power. After he took the face damage of the Abysso. Kinda like it. I expected this bone mare to be in his hand. So it was a perfect read.
Too soon.
Your magic shall not save us.
That's it for today's tactic video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and I will be very happy to see you join me tomorrow as well. Also, make sure to check out my daily streams. Link to that is in the description. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Peace.